Hi, hello, and welcome to Sword and Key, where we will be playing on this wonderful Sunday time zone, because I'm not going to touch morning or evening anymore. Vast Grimm, I'm not going to call it a cute little space story, because I was saying that in chat, and it's a lie. We're playing horror, body horror, worm horror. I have a fabulous crew joining me this evening. The crew currently aboard Spaceship Wanda. So we're going to quickly go around and have our players introduce who they're playing very quickly, because they also still have to meet each other in game, so no spoilers. And then we'll be getting into the game. My name is Anniek. I am the game master. I will be everyone. The rest isn't. They're in my Zoom call on Alphabet. AJ. You are muted.
Sorry about that. Hi everyone, I'm Sophia, also known as Nerdy Teddy, and today I'll be playing AJ. They are a lost technomaniac.
Very nice. We'll find out more about what being a lost technomaniac means as we play this game, as we're going to be exploring this system and this verse, simply as we go along. No big intro spiel about rules and things. Avon.
Hello. I believe we are swapped on the overlay. Just a heads up.
I mean, you are somebody called Dan playing Maesin, so maybe
I am now Dan.
I'm Avon now.
Which I am not Dan, but that is okay. I am actually Kit, and I will be playing Avon today, the devout of the Grimm. Shh, nobody needs to know. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
Oh, big secret.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, so fine. Trying to live into the world. Humanity is doomed and lost and dying, and that is mostly due to the Grimm. So a lot of people aren't too keen on them, and yet other people really, really like them. Deep in my heart, I want to call you a groupie.
Okay, you can do that. I'll accept that. Perfect. I'll be a Grimm groupie.
Yeah, you're a little worm groupie. Maesin.
Hello, I am Dan Pixel, and I will be playing Maesin, also a lost technomaniac.
Popular class indeed, but there's always some variety. Knox.
Hi everybody, I am Derek Sword. I am playing Knox. Both of us use he, him pronouns. And Knox Buggins is a treacherous merc, but I wouldn't pay attention to that adjective. I think that's unfair. There is no other form of mercenary in this game. There's only I don't think that's fair to mercenaries, personally.
So noted. Let the records reflect. Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
We will see how it pans out, but for now, your objection is noted. We are playing Vast Grimm today, and as I briefly touched on, we are playing in the Verse, which is a version of not our universe per se, but at least it used to have a lot of humans. And then the Six had opinions and thoughts and feelings and emotions and a plan, and followed a prophecy, which some would call it unleashed the Grimm, also affectionately called they. 663 years ago was a worm day, and now humanity is absolutely clinging to the edges of space, of humanity itself, both in number and in collective consciousness. Derek can object being a treacherous merc. There are a few other types because humans are doing what they need to do to survive around here, and that doesn't necessarily leave a lot of room for being good people. However, our crew aboard the Wanda, for as far as they all know, are at least still semi-interested in preserving some of humanity. So, when they received a distress call from Major Barnes begging for their help after a rash of disappearances at his colonist group on the outskirts of the Belt of Despair, they reacted. The four of you are aboard the Wanda, your, I'm going to lovingly call it, piece of space junk, your ship. It's seen better days like everything, but it's yours, and it's keeping you alive, and you're moving. So for as far as space junk goes, not bad. So my question to you four is, who's doing what? What are your natural inclinations aboard a spaceship? Who's in charge? Who isn't in charge? Who's hiding in the engine room?
Engine room.
Engine
Super
room?
engine, like super duper engine room.
So we're huddled together in the engine room.
Maybe not engine room. Maybe in like, I don't know, what's the galley? Like I'm pretending to help with like ration organization or so. I don't belong on a spaceship. But that's okay.
Right.
I think Knox might actually be piloting. If no one else wants to claim this hunk of junk, this feels like something that a shitty mercenary might own. And it also feels like if everybody's hanging out in like the galley or the engine room or whatever, it's like a bad RV trip with like the distant family. He'll sit up there. He'll pump shitty music through the speakers of that RV while everybody else just tries to drown it out through headphones in the back. I'm not speaking from personal experience at all.
No, it definitely sounded like a cold and clinical description of someone else's story.
Yeah, this isn't like childhood trauma from having parents with a motorhome or anything at all. No.
Look, RPGs are kind of a safe space. Where's AJ hanging out?
Probably just the galley, just sitting at a table.
So Knox, you'd be the one receiving this distress call, with everyone else trying to ignore the fact that you're on the ship together.
Okay. God, he's not even the kind of person to even just like, where were they even heading? What's even left in this worm-infested galaxy?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I feel like they might have just been drifting, maybe just heading to the next spot, but he'll pick up the whatever the contemporary is for the CB and just kind of click it. Was this a live distress call? Like, is he supposed to respond? No. Okay.
I will also, because apparently I didn't do it yet, I will post a map of the full verse. Yeah, this is going to be fun with my accent. The actual verse, like galaxy map, I'll post it in our Discord because I thought I had it in the VTT and I don't. So I'll make sure that you have an idea of where you're flying around. Because when you say where are we kind of going, there's like the worm's gonna win, right? We know that. But at this point, humanity is doing what it does best, which is clinging on by the skin of your teeth, right? Fingernails firmly set to grasp whatever you can still grasp. So there's little bits of colony asteroids, left over all of that planet. So you'd be looking for like
pulled up
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, the map is also in the book, but again, the book is fun to navigate, and I will also post the full verse. There it is.
So I think in that case, if they're if they get a distress signal, he'll just kind of pick up the CB and just. I don't know where any of you all happen to be hiding on the ship, but if you happen to have any say in where we're going, just here to inform you that we are changing course as we have received a distress signal, and that means potential for some income to come to this little endeavor of ours. Feel free to keep hiding if you want. You just clicks it down.
I think Avon would sort of wander out of the galley at that because, distress signal, more friends. So I think Avon sort of comes out. Avon, I have rolled for a hover plate. Is one of the things that I have just like randomly been gifted. So I think Avon comes out and is sort of floating on this hover plate. They don't have things to put on the hover plate. They have themselves. So they're just sort of sitting cross-legged on this little like hunk of metal that is like floating through the ship. And then just sort of float up behind the driver's seat, I guess, of the ship. Just sort of like very quiet, very kind of creepy, right? Just like peek over his shoulder. Are we having more friends?
Oh god, you always scared me when you do that. That is absolutely a potential, I suppose, for new friends. It depends on how many people are still alive when we get there.
Oh, we do not know. It'll be a surprise.
Something like that.
Are we going then?
That was my plan, unless you or the other two had any objections.
Oh no, I think collecting friends would be delightful.
It's a weird verb for that, but okay. Gives us something to do. Better than twiddling our thumbs and waiting for the food in the galley to finally whittle its way down to nothing.
The galley I was cooking. And just sort of turns around and hovers back out.
Smoke alarms are blaring, yeah.
Yep. Avon does not know how to cook.
Even when you're in a hurry, your hoverboard has like one speed, so you can't like hover faster.
Yeah,
so, like,
100%.
I was cooking. We're like
Just like,
slowly hovering back to the galley.
she's not in a rush.
Clearly, that's a choice.
How do you set soup on fire?
Very carefully.
AJ Maesin, you heard Knox calling over the ship's sound system. Do we have opinions, or are we just sticking to where we're staying?
Maesin
So-
kind of like, oh, go ahead.
AJ would leave the galley when the alarm started going off, and make like pass Avon and make their way into the cockpit. Oh, what is going on? Distress call?
Apparently somebody's in need of some help, and we are an able-bodied crew, more or less. Regardless, perhaps there's either some sort of reward for coming to their rescue, or at the very least we can pick through the corpses.
That
Any issues?
sounds good to me. No issue for me.
Fantastic. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. If you see Maesin, send her up. It'd be nice to have a consensus on this.
She just like pokes her head around the door at this. Just like massively thick glasses that are like sort of struggling to hold themselves together, but are probably about like 3/4 to like a full inch thick, and is just spinning like a coin in between all of her fingers. Just like, yeah, all right, and just then kind of like ducks back behind the door.
Knox will also jump at that. All of you, AJ, you are the only one who actually like makes their presence known. And I have to, when I am driving, too many creepy people on this ship. That's all I'm going to say.
Push forward to the next mission when Knox is tying bells on everyone. Like you're a bunch of cats. All right. Knox, good job. Consensus reached.
Democracy.
Democracy.
You know.
That pun physically hurt me.
That's it. That's the show, y'all.
It's the only type of government he
It's been real.
respects.
It's been fun.
It's... So I'm gonna give myself advantage. No, I don't roll
that's
anything
fair.
in this
Fair.
game.
It's fair.
I don't get to roll anything in this game. It's all you. I only get to describe what happens when you roll bad, which is also fun. So Knox, you have the helm.
So yeah, I think then he is going to, slap the computer a couple of times just to make sure it works, and put in the coordinates for the distress signal. I kind of imagine Nox a little bit like a shittier version of Wash from Firefly. So he absolutely does wear like a Hawaiian shirt. He's got a cop stash. He wears sunglasses even in the black of space. Yeah, he doesn't have the dinosaur toys. He is not that cool. But maybe has like a little like hula dancer that like sways back and forth as the ship rocks. Yeah, very much
Very
like
vintage.
that. Yeah, he does not have a great vibe.
Honestly, the stash is what pushed this firmly into horror for me.
Yeah.
Truly.
You're looking at a roughly 2 to 3 day flight to get through. Like, the Belt of Despair goes all the way around, right? This particular colony is on the Proxima B Moons of the Dead side of the Belt of Despair. So you're looking at 2 to 3 days, provided you don't lose any important parts. Get attacked, that kind of fun stuff. Not that anyone would ever attack you here, right? Why would they do such a thing? But yeah, I leave it up to the crew. We don't have to, like, this isn't like, we're not going to roll travel checks or set watches or go for rest, but if there's anything you want to do to prepare, if you want to, there's already an option to like use your radio and your computers to try and find out things about the colony you're heading to. If you want to conspire with crewmates, if you want to plot against crewmates, this is all good. So your characters have 2 to 3 days to come up with shit before you get to this colony. Either prep time or chill time or, I was going to say something highly inappropriate and I stopped myself, so points for that. But yeah, thank you. I love to hear any plans, and if you're like, no, we're just going in as is, then I'm also perfectly happy to skip forward to the next day we arrive on.
So is this kind of like an open-ended thing, or are there like mechanical things to Vast Grimm that we should be looking at?
So most of it's open-ended, but the one mechanical thing you can do is called looking for info or searching for info, and then you can find threats that have to do with this little mystery. And you can find those on like the Chatter network, which of course is spelled with a U because this game is nothing if not consistent. So that would involve contacting, in your case, people you've worked with before, people you've worked for before, just sort of going, so yeah, I got a distress call, this and this colony, have you heard anything weird? Like, are they known to be infected? How do they deal with known infections? That sort of thing you can start prepping before you get there, so you don't have to go in fully blind. A lot of this colony is very remote, so you're not going to get like, so it's 18 people, these are their names, these are their tax accounts. Like, it's going to be very limited, but you can at least start looking for things. Just asking
I think for Knox, then he is going to try to reach out like in the mercenary network, but I'm happy to take whatever disadvantage this happens to throw at him. He's only reaching out to mercenaries who are so far out they wouldn't be able to like snatch this from him. So he's only contacting the ones that are like maybe so far out that they are out of the know, and trying to pick from people who might not be experts on or even be informed about what's happening. But he doesn't want to get he doesn't want this pulled out from under him.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fine. So you're like, okay, I have to be here before them. They have to be at least 2 weeks away.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you a little bit of disadvantage, but not too much because it's smart. And I also went to reward you for being smart because don't share your money. Roll me. Let me check this one. Let's do presence, which is a D12.
I know I
You're
get
using your
some
presence
sort
to
of,
get people to talk to you.
yeah, and he gets some sort of bonus to that, but I think it's just for piloting. Okay.
Yeah.
So a D12.
You're in a pretty chill area space. Like, you're not actively piloting around things trying to hit your ship, so I'm not going to ask for a piloting check.
Yeah. That is a 10.
Cruising on the highway. Alrighty, a 10. I will DM this to you because it is up to you whether or not you want to share this with your crewmates.
Beautiful.
Obviously.
And then, yeah, the rest of the time, if, that's probably like day one, just when it's fresh in his mind. The rest of the time, it's just unnecessarily, some necessity, but like the rest, there's so far you can polish a weapon. There's so much that you can, like, oil and prep your weapons. And at a certain point, it's just masturbatory. And the second day, it absolutely is. It's just, there's an affection for the guns that he carries.
I will say, like, you're putting out these feelers about information about this colony on day one. You wouldn't hear back until day 2,
Fair
day
enough.
3.
Okay.
It's going to take a little while for people to think about if they want to talk to you, or for messages to be passed on. Not everything is on a real-time radio, so you get messages back day 2, day 3. A lot of, I have no idea who you're talking about, but you do get one very useful piece of information.
Okay. And then, yeah, other than that, he spends his time, again, prepping weapons and being toxic. So.
I will point out mechanically, because no one here has played this game before, when you search for info, there are 3 types of information: speculative, partially proven, and cross-referenced, in degrees of how reliable they are. The disadvantage I've given you for doing this sneakily and trying to stay under the radar of other mercs and people who might be around to help is that I will not be telling you if this is speculative, partially proven, or cross-referenced.
Sneaky, sneaky.
I live to be of service and make your life harder. Those are often the same thing. Right? Kid, does Avon finish burning down the kitchen?
Sort of. The soup is not salvageable. The soup has been lost to time. But I don't think we're like at risk of like burning through the hull and totally trashing the galley. But it is definitely like, beans. Unfortunate. I do think Avon would help a little bit with the research, in her own weird way. Just because I don't like, if we can figure out like where exactly this is coming from, if Knox will, be free with that information. I don't know if this is perhaps an area of the verse that Avon's sort of family would have done business with. So
Very
I think
likely.
trying to pull on those, not like necessarily like combat relevant connections, but like any sort of like more personal information, like what the place is actually like, where we might be looking for people, namely like a mayor, if this is who we're looking for.
Yep.
Specifically.
If you want to, you can also roll presence to see if you find things that maybe Knox didn't find.
We'll certainly give it a try.
Just sneak to the radio when Knox is polishing gun number 14.
Yeah. Being strange on the radio. Oh. Doubtful. That's gonna be a big fat 2 for me. 1 + 1.
Look, the Belt of Despair is really, really, really big. And at this point, Avon, you start calling people on the radio. And it's not until someone, A, manages to talk to you without freaking out by how freaking weird you are, that I think it's day 2, maybe even like of nighttime day 2 going into day 3. that you get someone on the radio who goes, that's the other side of the verse.
Yes.
No, but like literally like dead across the sun. That's what you're talking. Why would we know
Yes.
anything about a weird little colony on the opposite side of the sun?
News travels, and they travel faster.
Hang up now, because I don't want to talk to you anymore.
I think she's a little sad by that, but
The sentence "they travel faster" will cause a lot of people you've been talking to for the past 2 days to sort of go, "Oh, no."
Yeah, I think she answers the phone a lot with, "Have they arrived?" Like,
yep.
She's also making notes in like a little notebook of like, here's a very crudely drawn map, and here's like check marks of like, yep, they have arrived here, they are here, not here yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, that one on the die was well deserved. I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that happens. I tried.
Alrighty. AJ, Maesin, any wild plans or non-wild plans? Not to push any expectations.
I'm trying to think. There's not like a whole lot of, if we've already, like skated the whole how much can we call without drawing attention to ourselves. There's not a lot of real opportunity to research what either, not just like the location itself, but if there is like a heavy presence of Grimm in that area and what is known about that. Is that viable or no?
Would still involve like calling around. So we're taking turns on the radio, but that's perfectly fine. I mean, if you want to skip the radio part, the techno nerds can like start pulling up maps and like comparing them to when was a colony last pinged, because usually when a colony goes dark, that's for a reason, right? Reason that will make Avon very happy. So if you want to, you can like start comparing star charts from a month ago and 3 months ago and 6 months ago and see if this area looks like it's been particularly ravaged.
Yes, I want to do that.
Beautiful. Let me make up a roll for you.
Cool.
Let's see. Well, I want to be fair about this. I'm actually going to call it toughness because having worked in research and academia, it takes a lot to be able to work through a large influx of very dull data. I need you to stay awake for a solid 26 hours to do this, basically.
Yeah, sure.
We know you're smart enough, but can't you stay awake long enough?
Ooh, that's a question. That is a 9 plus 0.
A 9. Very nice. It's not bad. It's not an area that is overrun in any sense. But it's certainly not what one would consider a safe haven. There have been areas that have fallen to the Grimm. But you are looking at an area made up of a number of asteroids, and looking at star charts and just telemetric data, those asteroids are all looking like humans are active on them.
Okay.
Probably also things that aren't humans, but definitely also humans, right?
But also humans. So that's like somewhat promising. That's
Exactly.
Okay. So we're a little concerned, but not terribly concerned.
That seems like a correct amount of concern.
Yeah, and then she's just going to go back to whatever new fidget thing she's found to play with.
Beautiful. AJ.
So I think AJ also wants to take a look at the star charts and wants to just kind of know like the area of space? How far away are other near colonies, if there are any, that kind of thing?
Same roll.
What was the roll again?
Toughness. To stay awake for long enough to get this done in the time it takes you to fly there. Midterm crunch style.
And so
On a spaceship without caffeine.
we're rolling a d20 then for that, right? Just making sure I know.
Yes, because I don't think there's anything in your character that gives you anything better.
Okay.
Sorry, I pulled up the Lost Technomaniac for you. No, you get nothing. You get nothing. No, sorry.
Okay, so I rolled a 20.
Oh, very nice. Nearby is actually shockingly little. Everything in that area has like congregated on those 6 asteroids. There's like a nice hole in the middle of the asteroid, so you can like hop across if you want to. There used to be more populated outposts nearby, and some of them are no longer active. And several of those are no longer active for reasons that have nothing to do with the Grimm.
Okay.
There have been some mercenaries sighted. Something called Grimm Core has flown through. So you don't know what Grimm Core is. You just know that someone scrolled it on the side of an asteroid with like their blasters.
Okay.
Yes, space graffiti is a thing.
And then AJ just kind of spends the rest of the time arguing with Fred, which is the worm she believes in her head.
Fred.
Yes. Fred.
Perfect. Has AJ already decided what kind of worm Fred is, or is Fred generic worm?
So just worm, I think. Just says inside your skull. The inside of your skull has an incessant itch, which you believe is a worm called Fred. You talk to Fred.
Beautiful. Yeah, you have many fascinating conversations with Fred. Kit can correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a fair chance at some point Kit is like around a little corner of the door going,
But I have any inkling if this is a true worm or just an idea of a worm, or just taking AJ's word on it that it's.
You're gonna have to take AJ's word on what's going on. You wouldn't know. I mean,
I will, and I'm very excited about it.
Exactly. Yeah, just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
This is good. I wasn't sure I would have enough. Don't worry about that.
I'm not worried. All right. Let's assume Knox pilots you all effectively, because why wouldn't Knox? And you arrive.
Yeah, the pilot does 90%.
Exactly. It's only the approach that really gets you.
Mm-hmm.
As speaking of approach, you are approaching the asteroid belt that you are looking for. You have 6 cool asteroids to choose from that you may or may not want to land on. That one I do have in roll, so I can show this to the party. There we go. I don't think you would know their names currently. But these shiny rocks are your options for destinations. Any of them stand out to you particularly?
Let's see. Did you post this in Vast Grimm?
I have put it in roll where it says show
there
the
we
party,
go.
so you should be able to see
Thank you. They all just look so the same. Is there anything I
They
can
are
determine?
very distinct, okay?
They are distinct as far as asteroids can be distinct. I don't need to be, bigoted about how asteroids all look the same. But at a certain point, a rock in space is a rock in space. Is there? Can I determine anything about them? Like, is one spinning way too fast? It's like, oh, I probably shouldn't land on that. Like, the gravity of this one's going to be weird. Is there anything I pick, or is this just going to be a random?
They all look like you can land on them. They
all
all
look great. Okay.
like they're being, if not inhabited, at least used for something, right? There's activity on every one of them.
Well, I mean, this is why there's 6 options, and this is why, D6s even exist in the first place. I guess it's going to be Asteroid 4.
That's before we're going to Zeta Epsilon. All right. I've been very nice about this pilot thing, but if you're going to land, I'm going to need a roll. Because that's the part where autopilot needs to be flipped off.
Okay. So, let's see. That's presence, right? Yeah.
Somehow, your presence soothes your ship. I'm not sure why certain things are what they are, but
No idea.
I'm cool with it.
I do get a +2 to that. It's a D12?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. That is in 9 + 2, so that's 11.
I'm 11. All right. Fortunately, again, not a shockingly high DC. It's a nice smooth landing on Zeta Epsilon. And we don't have like Star Trek levels of really cool scanners, right? But you have enough like scanners and probes to get readings. You can tell if you want to get out of your ship and onto this asteroid. You are going to need vac suits. You are going to need gravity boots because gravity is terrible. So is the atmosphere. And it looks largely ice covered. So you managed to find a landing space on the stony area rather than the watery area.
Fantastic. All right, then as soon as they have touched down, he is going to make sure that everybody is suited up properly because nobody stays on the ship. That's the rule. If he has to leave, everybody else has to leave. And yeah, he's just going to kind of go around. All right, make sure you have your helmet sealed. You won't be able to breathe out there. It is rather cold as well, so make sure that you have your extra padding. And, check for holes. Don't die. Don't slip and fall. I will laugh at you.
And steal your stuff.
And steal all of your things. Any questions?
For God, I think. Does a hover plate work in the vacuum of space? Or am I gonna have to walk?
You're gonna have to walk.
Okay, that's fine. I'm a little bit sad about it, but I will do that.
Hover plates just slip on ice for some weird reason.
It's so they don't even
Well,
touch the damn thing, but
it's very hard to hover at a steady level when there's no gravity because either you're boosting enough to hover and you keep going up, or you're not boosting enough to hover and you're just sort of going off in a random direction.
It's working too well.
Yes.
Just need to tie a leash
missions
to
failed
Avon.
successfully.
Just tie a leash to Avon's hoverboard and just pull her along. I don't know. No, I will.
If you have that much faith in your crew members, I will allow it, but I am saying have a backup character.
Yeah. No, I will grumpily dismount the hoverboard.
Okay, smart.
It's point of order.
Solid choice. All right, AJ, Maesin, you're booted, suited. Excited to go on a little spacewalk. Alrighty.
Yes.
Put the coin away because it's not going to spin on the outside of the suit, but she needs to take something else to fidget with, and is going to settle for a small flat rock that won't damage the suit on the outside, but is going to continue spinning it between gloved fingers.
AJ, Fred is complaining about having to wear a suit, but you're gonna have to deal, I think. Right, Knox, your incredibly reliable crew is ready for you to lead them on a merry adventure. I don't know when you became the tour guide, but I love this for you.
Yes, everyone remember that I am not actually in charge. I will leave you behind, and if you die again, I will loot your corpse. So I don't care about any of you. Let's go.
Absolutely beautiful. You hear
Open the hatch and
off
yeah.
the hatch, little ladder downstairs. Do you? I feel like I have to ask this. Do you go down normally, or do you do the cool thing with like your feet on the outside of the ladder and like just slow falling down?
Oh, if that's an option, yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah, no, I'm giving you that option.
yeah. If there is a ladder, he is not going down it normally. He's militarily trained, which means he's seen military movies.
Beautiful.
Never done anything wrong in his life.
Again, the treacherous in his class is a misnomer.
It's purely speculative.
Nothing that would hold up in court.
Exactly.
Who put that there? That wasn't there when we built the character.
Weird, there's no witnesses left.
You exit what, in retrospect, was a very nice, cozy, warm, and safe spaceship, because you are now setting foot on a frozen hellhole. It is ice-covered. You see bulldozers in the distance. It is lovingly called the most inhospitable of the asteroids. Vision is terrible, not because, there's nice sunlight reflecting off the ice or anything. No. There's dust. There's debris. There's shaved ice and coal remains that are smacking into your helmet. It is miserable. But here you are. You cannot have
I heard we're
sushi.
stopping for shaved ice. I don't...
You can, if you want to. Just take off your helmet and go.
Don't mind if I...
No. We've seen the magic school bus. We know what happens here.
Imagine there's like a moment of Avon like, and then somebody else just like, no, sweetheart.
There's child locks on all of their helmets.
Oh yeah.
Not surprised.
It's appropriate.
You gather at the foot of this ladder. Some of you potentially wishing you were back inside already. Visibility, terrible. Environment, awful. Where do you go? Again, bulldozers off in the distance. So probably either humans or robots being used by humans.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the only sign of life, if they're not picking up on anything else, then it's either bulldozers or the vast emptiness of an asteroid.
Yes. I would say, considering that all your characters live in this universe, in general, if people live on asteroids, they don't live on asteroids, but in them. So you'd still have to find your way inside. Which is not where they usually let spaceships land.
Shall we descend?
Might as well. And Knox is carrying his pulse rifle out, just in front for anything. He is not leading. It's kind of like a group of high school girls walking down the mall. It's just like a line of four.
We get distracted.
What is the marching order for reasons?
I imagine Avon is right behind Knox. Like in bothersomely close.
Knox, Avon. Go on, who's last? Tell the truth.
Maesin might be bringing up the rear, just sort of like spacily observing like everything that's passing by as best she can with her very poor eyesight.
Nice. And so we have Knox, Avon, AJ, and Maesin ambling along a god-awful asteroid. There's no such thing really as perception checks in this game, so we're just going to assume you're at least somewhat paying attention to your surroundings, and I'm talking specifically about Knox, because I already heard Maesin is not built for this type of environment, technically. So without a roll, I'm just going to point out to Knox that there are things moving on the ice that don't look like people.
Super. Not great. Love it. Cool. I'm guessing these are shadowy, diving away the second he tries to look at them, or is there a way that he could look down the scope of the pulse rifle and get a better clock on these?
Yeah, you can look down at the scope. They're darting, I think is the word we should be looking for here. They're darting around.
Okay.
But if you have a little closer look, yeah, I still feel like they should be a roll regardless of the system. So
Yeah.
Presence.
Yeah, I think presence works. Okay.
Presence works.
So that's a 2.
A 2.
It is
Hard to tell.
this rifle does not have a scope on it. He was imagining that.
Yeah. Hard to tell. They're very they're quicker than you'd like things that seem to be stalking you to be. And at this point, I think even while distracted and with terrible eyesight, because Maesin doesn't have to see these things, humans have developed this feeling of when you're being stalked, which is why we've managed to survive on Earth around bobcats. You don't see anything worrisome, Maesin, but there's definitely that deep instinctual feeling of I am not at the top of the food chain in my current environment.
Scoot a little bit closer in towards the rest of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Just nice and slowly. No sudden movements.
AJ, Maesin is suddenly a lot closer than she used to be.
I'm not sure AJ notices, at least not right away. It's just kind of lost in their own thoughts as they walk, and then maybe doesn't notice right away.
Avon, you did see Knox try to look through a scope that turned out not to be there. While I don't know how much of a play it cool merc Knox is, but I imagine Avon, with who and what you are, you're starting to pick up on some tenser body language.
I think there's a look of and then there's a look of oh, good, because people that are not Avon tend to get very tense when things that Avon enjoys are around. So I think she's sort of paying a little bit more attention now to what's around them, trying to get eyes on if there is actually any worms or grims or such. About
You know if there's friends.
Yes, friends. I do enjoy friends.
No presents.
Presents? Sure. That is a D20, right? Or is that a D12?
I think presents is a D12. Yeah, because presents do your 12 test.
Okay. 9.
9. So maybe friends, but definitely not grim.
Hmm.
You could be friends with they have 8 legs, so they probably give great hugs.
It's true. They would make excellent Grimm. I think
legs. I love to give.
a lot of legs. A lot of
Yes.
legs. They could probably move very quickly to spread
They are
things.
The one you can see is very fast. I
think
do
Avon
realize
sort
now
of-
I did it wrong. It should have been a D20 because what I was saying was actually the threshold for noticing them. But we're going to go ahead and assume that you're still seeing them because that's what I said the first time around. A lot of legs, a lot of eyes, a lot of love. Also more
Excellent.
than one of them.
Delightful. I think Avon sort of like leans over. She's not as tall, not on the hoverboard, so she like kind of tries to lean over his shoulder and ends up leaning kind of like around Knox's arm. Just like, are these the friends we're looking for?
They don't seem to be human in any sense, and
Nice.
so I'm going to go with no on that one. Why do you
Can we
want to be
befriend them
friends with them?
anyways?
That answers
They
that.
look.
Avon, I have a very important question I need to ask you. Can
Yes.
you run faster than me?
I don't believe I've ever tried.
Perfect. I doubt it, which is honestly the answer I was looking for, just in case. So yeah, feel free to make friends. What could go wrong?
While Avon and Knox are having this discussion, I went ahead because I am nothing if not the most helpful of DMs and rolled group initiative. And I can tell you that the happy outcome is that the enemies begin because I rolled a 1. So while Avon and Knox are having this discussion, can you run faster? I don't know. Let's find out. Maesin is actually the one who first feels something hairy yet leggy trying to bite onto your leg. Maesin, you have what is lovingly referred to, lovingly by me. I'm not going to assume you're going to love these as much as I do, but you have an ice weaver trying to gnaw on your leg. And the fun part about this game is that I don't roll to attack. You roll to see how you do. So let's see if you can save yourself from, again, your eyesight is awful, right? Like the other 3 already have a hard time seeing things. For you, it's this like weirdly like a blinding darkness. Like I in real life have terrible eyesight. When there's like a lot of sleet and ice, it's so weird, it's so bright, and yet you can't see a single thing. But you look down after you feel this thing, and it's stronger than you'd like it to be. It's hairier, it's colder, it has at least 8 legs. You're assuming some of the dark patches in the shape are eyes, which means it also has too many eyes. And it has those 2 big spider fangs that you can oddly see perfectly clearly as you're aiming for your leg, which is in a vac suit, which sadly doesn't give you any proper armor. But it's giving it a bit of pause, right? It's not, or the poison hasn't already pierced your skin.
Okay.
Beautiful. Would you like to roll a d20 for me?
I would. I would.
If
like
you
to do that.
have any agility, you
do.
get. Let's start with a strength, and then we see if your agility can save you.
Oh, okay. That's worse. That is a 20 though on the die, so -1 to strength is 19.
Beautiful. So you're avoiding most of what we call the teeth damage.
Lovely.
But it's still going to try and like at least break the skin enough to poison you, because that's technically their
Rude.
main form of attack.
Oh,
Like
that's rude.
taking you to the ground is fun, but if you're poisoned, then all they have to wait, and then you go to the ground anyway. So they are going for what they call an ice bite, because they're nothing if not descriptive in this game. So you can roll agility to try and shake
Okay.
it off your leg hard enough that it doesn't reach the skin.
Yikes, that one's worse. That's a 6. I would like to. That's 6. That's with a +1. There was a 5 on the die, +1 to 6. I would like to use a favor.
That sounds like a good idea, because this will be a very early in the game to nearly lose a leg.
Yeah. Was this a high DR test?
It was pretty high DR, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty high DR.
Then I think I need to re-roll that one.
Okay.
Uh,
I can
this
tell
over.
you on a d20, you're aiming for at least a total of a 14.
Oh God. Okay. That is another 20 on the die for 21. This die is working for me today. I'm keeping with
Beautiful.
this one.
Hold on to it for today.
Yeah,
In that
yeah.
case, why don't you describe to me what it looks like and how does Maesin, using both her strength and her agility unexpectedly, to make it out of this attack unscathed? What does it look like?
Her non-existent strength. How big are we? How big are these? Are these like?
I don't do inches.
cat-sized?
Well, 18 inches is the body, and then the legs are long, but
Okay.
foldable.
So if it's like trying to like trip me up to force me to the ground, I think I kind of like just have enough balance to keep that from happening, and then just stomp smush back, just kind of like as it's like trying to crawl into my leg, like it's just heal directly into multi-eyed face until it like backs down, and then just kind of like push it away, just like with I assume some gnarly squishing sounds.
It's really for a spider. It's pretty tough. You don't so much hear squishing. You hear some crunching.
Somehow not better.
We're not at the squishing level yet. We're still at the crunching stage of spider killing.
Lovely.
Good for Maesin. Sad for me. Fortunately, I have more spiders. Let's see. Sort of like. Knox, would you have turned around to talk to Avon? Or would you have like kept your face forward and your back to Avon and kept walking?
I think he was probably facing wherever he last saw the skittering things that we now know are horrifying, like space
Beautiful.
ice spiders.
Space ice spiders, yes.
Yeah.
Good, because it's absolutely not coming from where you last saw it. It's coming from the side.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
Love that.
I sure do.
You know, if another friend was ever to ask me, like, oh, I've never met this person, Anniek, like, tell me one thing about them. Be like, they never run out of spiders. Best thing about them. Never run out of spiders.
It's true. They're just... in case it looks like I'm weirdly looking off camera, I'm staring at the spider picture in the book. You get sideswept by an 18-inch spider who wants to be a friend. Who wants to get to know you in a non-biblical sense. Would you like to roll a d20 to defend yourself from
I absolutely would.
this adorable beastie?
Maybe he wants to get to know me in like a spider biblical sense. Yeah, we shouldn't discount the Spider Bible.
I've never read the Spider Bible, I'm not going to lie.
It's a lot of chittering.
I'm posting a picture of these friends in the chat as well, in case you're interested.
You're adorable.
See?
You're
If
so
not
cute.
friend, then why friend-shaped?
Why friendship?
I mean-
Why so soft and cuddly?
I mean, it looks like a hedgehog, but I don't think they're related.
No. Technically, according to the book, they have fur, but because the fur mimics their terrain, their fur turns into ice spikes when they're outside on the surface.
They're just little guys, Anniek.
Isn't
They've never done
space
anything
fun?
wrong in their life.
Look,
Oh,
you're
guys,
coming
it's your
into
birthday.
their house, okay? They
That's
live
true.
here, and you didn't even take your shoes off.
All I'm asking
We should
is
take
the
our
same
shoes off.
respect that a spider. No, we shouldn't. Yeah, let's take off our gravity boots. All I'm asking is the same
Whee!
respect that I show spiders here. Just put me on a paper towel and escort me outside, you know?
You watch as this big glass dome suddenly covers you.
Yeah, like who's got
Yeah.
a large, who's got like a gigantic solo cup just to like.
A new floor slides under.
That was an 18 on the D20.
Okay, so you avoid the regular bite. How are we doing against their poison attack? Because they're separate attacks, because they're fun little guys.
So another D20 roll.
Yeah, the first one was toughness and this strength, sorry, and the second one's agility.
Okay, so that's a 13 on the die with agility. You have a plus 14.
I already told Maesin earlier you're looking for a 14.
Okay.
I will get one of you yet. Because I have more spiders!
Could he be wearing his armor underneath the suit, or is that not?
I would say you're wearing your armor under your suit. Yes.
Okay, so he's like more Stay Puffed, more Michelin Man.
Yeah, you're a little more. You're a little marshmallow boy, but
yeah.
It's the only reason you need the triple XL suit. Just because of the armor.
That's what he tells everybody.
Exactly. So I have 2 more spiders and I have 2 more party members. So we're just gonna go 1 each because I really do feel like spreading the love around.
Sharing is caring.
Exactly. I will say that being third in line, AJ at this point, you might have heard Maesin. I don't know if Maesin even screamed, but you certainly heard her go down and scrambling and then some crunching. And mid-turn behind you, you get a spider, let's say roughly here-ish. Face, torso, fun, happy, good times. There's a lot of eyes looking you directly in your faceplate. So let's start with you trying to avoid damage from the regular attack.
And what roll is that?
That one was strength. So if people who are watching know how to play Vast Grimm, I don't. Don't come for me.
15.
Beautiful. And then the main event. How are you doing against the poison? That one is agility.
$18.
Even better. These spiders can't get a bite in. You're just too well contained. We're going to have to deal with those suits at some point. Of course, we still have Avon. Hi, Avon.
Hello, friend.
Spider friend, do you even try to resist the damage, or is we simply opening our arms wide? In which case, I could just roll for damage for you.
I'm not very good at either of those checks, so it might not matter. I do think that Avon is very like, oh, friend, this is not a Grimm friend. Slightly less exciting. I'm saving myself for the Grimm. So I will roll to resist.
I'm waiting. You have this creepy little worm-shaped purity ring.
It's I believe for legal purposes, because I rolled for it, it is a necklace. But yes, I do have a worm on a string that is on my neck.
I am not surprised.
I'm just a little guy. Let's see. That is my strength.
Strength against the regular damage and agility against the poison.
Okay. Cool.
8 legs for hugging.
It's a 4 + 0 for strength.
Beautiful. So you're gonna get bitten in general.
Hell yeah. Let's see. And then agility is... Oh! Agility is good. That's an 18.
Good. Then you don't get poisoned, which is great.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't look at how many hit points you have. But you are taking... Well, good, because you're taking 4 damage right now.
I had a hit point question.
Yes.
In the guide, it says toughness plus whatever, depending on your class. Did it mean the toughness modifier or the number we rolled for toughness? Because those are 2 different things, and that
Kit had
makes
the
a
same
huge difference.
question. Yeah, Kit had the same question, and I'm pretty sure we went with the number because I looked at some of the enemies I get to use against you.
Yeah.
That's
and even
great.
though
2
this is
HP
dangerous,
would have
it's-
been a very quick
Yeah.
character.
Currently, like
thought-
my shitty little spider is currently doing 4 damage before the special attack. So
That
we're just
would've
gonna
been-
assume they mean the
Yes.
number, because otherwise we need a lot of backup characters.
Yeah, that
This
would have
is
killed 2 Avons with the
wonderful
other number.
news.
Exactly.
Let's see. Okay, so I am. Ouch.
You're up, I assume.
Oh yeah, I'm still up. I'm still vibing. I'm still hanging and
Okay.
chilling.
In which case, my spiders are done, which means it's the party's turn. So, a question for you: do you just want to sort out who goes when and where as the turns go, or do you want to roll individual initiatives and stick with those for your turns? How chaotic do you want this to be?
I am happy to kind of like play it by ear and just kind of figure out, like, have a one group initiative and figure out who does what within that single turn.
Works for me.
Yeah, works for me.
Right? In that case, crew of the Wanda, it's your turn.
I don't mind going first as the one with what I assume is the biggest gun. Is anybody else armed?
Yes.
Sharp throwing bones.
Yes.
This is how Maesin and Avon bond is sharpening their bones together, I think.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Oh, I hate that sentence. I was also going to say Avon currently has like 8 legs, so I'm not sure if that counts as armed or not. They are legs.
They are. What are legs but arms of the bottom?
Truly. The existential questions of space. Well, as the one with the gun, I'm going to try to shoot the spider off of Avon, I suppose, since the one that came after me didn't really do anything to me. So.
Pretty sure your gun has a nice ranged attack roll,
It
Please
does.
don't shoot me.
which
Does
we
D8 damage.
funnily
Does a whole D8 of damage. So
pretty sure you first get to do a DR 12 present. No, I have less armor than that. I'm squishier than I thought. You're still. Spoiler alert: there is something resembling armor on this spider.
Okay. I'm trying to read through how attacks go.
Perfectly fair. That's
So
why,
it's a
that's why I like to start with a nice low risk combat, so everyone has time to learn the rules, hopefully without a TPK.
So it's a D20 plus your ability. Is the ability agility? Or
Presence, I believe.
is it presence? Okay.
Yes. Aiming we do with presence.
Okay. So the pulse rifle attack is a 15. And
That will hit my poor baby.
Okay. So it has 6 charges, does D8 worth of damage. That is an 8 on the die. So that is a full big old pulse rifle attack.
Big old pulse rifle attack. So, like I mentioned, the spiders are not only looking a little armored, but they are, as described earlier, fast as fuck. Which means they have a certain amount of damage reduction, even if you do manage to hit them. Like, you're aiming for center mass, and yet somehow you manage to mainly hit leg. So where this blast would have normally eviscerated, pulverized, vaporized, whatever, a regular huge ass house cat shaped spider, this one, although grievously wounded, isn't all the way dead yet.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, that's me then.
Beautiful. I look expectantly at the rest of your crew.
I would like to attempt to activate my tribute shock therapy.
Okay. What does that attempt look like?
Five.
Describe how that looks like in universe.
I don't really know what the tributes look like or anything, but I think it's just a lot of throw the spider away and then scrambling to try to set the shock therapy off.
So it's the tribute to it's magic, quote unquote, because it's also science fiction. They call it neuromancy, which is a fancy way of not using the word psionics. Because we're unique and distinct. So yeah, you and Fred have a little chat together. Activate the weird region in your brain that allows you to use neuromancy. Which are you targeting the spider that attacked you specifically? All spiders?
Yes.
Just one
Well,
spider?
I guess I can try to do all the spiders because I can, if I activate it, it's a D4 to see how many electrical bolts you shoot out.
And question, because I'm very interested. The wording on your tribute, does it say enemies or creatures? Are we looking at friendly fire?
It just says dealing 4 damage each.
Wonderful. How? So a 5 is a fun number, right? Because it means that something happens.
I believe if I do fail to activate it, I do believe I take 2 damage. It says if you fail, you lose 2 HP.
Give AJ the choice, because you can feel yourself. It's a struggle, right? You're trying to do this thing. There's a spider on you. There's a spider on everyone on your crew who's been helping you stay alive for these past few weeks. And it's not going, right? You can feel failure is within reach. So would AJ take that failure and take those 2 hit points damage? Or would AJ freak out or lose her temper and push through and risk maybe not being as exact with that damage?
You know what? Let's try to push through and be not exact.
Wonderful. Can you roll me a d4?
I rolled a 4.
Roll this 4. Okay. So I wrote down some numbers for myself before you rolled, and I will tell you that the spider that was coming for you takes 4 damage. And the spider that was going for Maesin takes 4 damage. And Knox takes 4 damage. Not gonna lie, I was hoping to hit Avon.
You'll get there.
It's so hard when I don't really get to roll much. I just have to hope other people do it for me. Leaving us, of course, with Maesin, who has so far shown a strength and agility that even she didn't know she had. Are we feeling confident in our turn? Are we going fully offensive?
Bones out. Let's go.
Bones
Yes.
Bones
Bones
out.
out.
Let's do it.
Bones out! Hashtag bones out.
Hashtag bones out.
Hashtag bones out.
It's our new merch. Hashtag bones
Sorry,
out.
I was trying to find because I have the book open on like one screen where the thing said for.
I think most of us do at this point.
Yeah. Sharp throwing bones. Where have you gone?
Control F. Help me.
I have those. It's D4
For
with a 4 CR, if that means things to people.
That's how much it costs to buy them. So yeah, D4 with
D4.
presence plus 10 bones per stars. I don't know what stars are.
yeah.
You can also have throwing stars if you go
I
looking
see,
for
okay.
bones.
You're not
It's
a bone girly.
If you're
No,
not a
I
bone
think-
girly, if you're like hashtag stars,
I think we're just committing to the creepy girl squad here.
Check bones out.
Bones out.
there's
okay.
a committing joke in there somewhere.
I'm certain. Okay. D20 with presence, yes.
Yes.
This is the thing I'm supposed to be good at. That is a 19 on the dice for 22.
You need to either bottle, like, just take a die, grind it up, bottle its
Purple die.
essence. Yeah, beautiful.
My purple die.
I'm sure you told me, and I already forgot because, again, I'm a mess. Which spider were you throwing at?
Oh, definitely the one that just tried to bite me.
Definitely one that just tried to bite you.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Yeah, how much damage do you do?
And that is a 4.
A 4.
It feels really good to actually roll above a 4 on just anything with these physical dice.
Would you like to describe the scene as Maesin gets her first kill of the game?
Woo!
out.
She has taken out the bone. These are literal bones, right? Like that's why they're
Yes.
called that.
They're
Lovely.
absolutely literal bones. Like there's a lot of dead
Fantastic.
humans around, right? And
It's-
if Granny dies, sell the corpse, but do it in pieces.
Lovely. It's a the joint club at the end is what she like holds it by, so it has like good weighted. It's weighted well, so she can just like take it and just flicks it, and just right in one of the many multitude of eyes, just like right through, and then it goes through the whole body. So it is like now there is a ice spider on a stick.
Beautiful. Ice spider shish kebab. And you have finally reached the part where we go into the squelching sounds rather than the crunching sounds.
Teehee.
3 spiders remain for after the break. Leaving you on high with Maesin killing their first ice spider. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, 15 if we have to look up more rules. Yeah, get a dice sponsorship or something. Hydrate, stretch, and your
Dice
pets.
Dungeons.
We'll see you in soon. Hello, and welcome back to our premiere episode of Vast Grimm, space horror. So far, nothing too horrible. Our crew of the Wanda, who I dubbed Wanderers in chat already, despite their lack of agreement, are on a utterly miserable hunk of icy space rock, looking for a colony, but first having to deal with being attacked by spiders. Icy space spiders, because thematic. So far, my spiders have been failing me miserably, and everyone's doing fairly well. Maesin, despite being perhaps not the physically most imposing crew member, not only managed to completely avoid the first attack, also got the first kill. And that's where we left off. And that's where we'll pick it back up, because I have 3 more spiders and it's my turn. Don't shake your head at me, Derek. They really are just little guys. I have to get real lucky for one of these to get a bite off on one of you.
I'm sorry, Nick. It's the way you said it also sounded like a character from Yu-Gi-Oh!
I've never watched Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay.
I don't
there you
know
go.
what you mean. I am going to attack you with a spider though, because you ignored the one that was on you to get the
Yeah,
one
I
that was
did.
on Avon. So
Sure did.
there is a spider still actively trying to bite you.
Okay.
So first regular bite and then the special bite.
Okay. First regular bite, strength. God damn. That's I rolled a 1 plus 2, so that's a 3.
Beautiful. We'll assume it bites you.
We'll assume. Agility, however, is a 17.
So you do take 4, let's call it bite damage, because why not?
Okay.
And you're not poisoned.
Okay. So fortunately, well, I have to roll to see how much the armor absorbed. It absorbed 3 of that 4, so the armor's really doing its job. I appreciate it.
It is. Looking like a marshmallow boy has its perks. I will say anyone who's been bitten, your vac suits are like self-sealing, right? We're not immediately exposed to the outer turmoil of space. I'll give you that much. However, that bite, most of you have been injured before because we're all living humans, and getting bitten hurts. This hurts a disproportionate amount, even without being actively poisoned. These bites are described as very painful, and you now understand why. It's not nice and like localized. It finds whatever nerve is closest and just starts radiating that pain as a present. Let's see. Maesin killed her spider, but I still have one on Avon and one on AJ. So let's start with AJ. Strength roll against the regular bite. They're still just, they're super fast and they're like crawling all over you, and they start at the front and suddenly they're on your back, and it's just a bit of a struggle, and we'll just keep playing while Kit logs back into Zoom, because Kit's been having a little bit of internet connectivity issues today.
That's a 2.
That's a solid 2. So you're getting the regular bite, and then you need to roll agility to see how the poison part goes.
6.
6. Beautiful. You take a regular 2 damage from the normal bite, and wherever you're keeping notes about this, just give a little wound with like a little asterisk. It's a special kind of wound. It's not a systemic poison, but that wound is, again, very painful. Finding the nearest nerve to radiate up, like it got you like near the shoulder. You feel it like going up your neck, and it's actually making like your elbow tingle. Something's not quite right, is the feeling you're getting.
Okay.
Avon.
That's 2 damage you said from the normal bite?
Two hit point damage and a deeply suspicious wound.
Okay.
Avon. There is a super pissed off spider on you because it got shot by Knox. It's not gonna go for Knox because it's already holding
That
you.
wasn't kind. Yeah, that makes sense. I am right here.
Why move towards the person with the gun, right?
I mean, that's a valid point. It's a valid point.
So we're just gonna try and bite you some more. So if you could roll that strength test, please.
Go ahead. Right.
I know you like words,
That's
but right there it sounded
with
like
no
a
modifier.
Okay. 8, no modifier.
Oh. 8 no modifiers.
I know you can hear me, but you will be taking 3 regular damage. And whenever the internet decides to put us back into contact with, say, the Epsilon, you can roll agility. We'll give Kit a second to load back up, and we'll keep going. I'm gonna assume, because I've seen her character, I've seen Avon's character sheet. 3 damage doesn't kill Avon.
3 damage does not kill Avon.
You're back.
I'm back. I do not know what Zoom is trying to do, but it is having a time.
You're all good.
Zoom is just against the devout or something.
Zoom doesn't want Avon to die.
3 hit point damage and an agility to see if your wound is also special.
An agility. That's another 8 no modifiers.
Wonderful. You, like AJ, can write down wound with a little star next to it.
Fascinating.
I told AJ that the spider was crawling all over them and that they got bitten near the shoulder. Where did Avon get bitten, Kit?
I feel so this thing was like on her like torso, right?
Yes.
When this happened,
and then got partly shut off, like half to the side, but it's using its remaining 4 legs to cling on.
Okay, so if it's
this
here and
spider's
then got
looking
shot
pretty
off to the
fucked up.
side.
Yeah,
I imagine it's somewhere like on the like back side of the ribs situation, like it's still clinging on and just kind of biting wherever it can grab. It's just like the meat of her torso, probably.
Delicious. Avon flank steak.
Yes, excellent.
Since I only have 3 spiders left, that finishes my turn. Bringing us back to the party, who can once again talk amongst yourselves, decide who does what.
Okay, so 3 spiders left. 1 on me, 1 on Avon, 1 on AJ?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The one on you looks healthy and thriving, or as far as an ice spider can look healthy and thriving. The one on Avon and the one on AJ are looking messed up.
Okay. Well, I will happily start us off again. Seeing the one on me that is trying to take a bite now is the immediate issue. Avon can deal with the leftovers that they have. I am going to not shoot at the spider, which I guess knocked me over, so I'm imagining it's at least near like my thigh, perhaps my femoral artery. I'm not going to shoot point blank downwards. So I will pull out my Legionnaire baton and try to whack it with that.
Okay.
So that is a 17 plus strength, I'm assuming. So a 19.
Baton would be strength, yes.
Yeah.
Obviously, a successful strike.
Hit.
Yeah.
And
again,
a 6 on damage.
A nice crunching sound.
Oh yeah. And it does say that the baton does break bones on a crit. That obviously wasn't a crit, but just throwing it out there for the future. So that was a 6 damage as he's trying to like really get a good crunch through the icy bristles, whatever armor, the carapace of this thing. Yeah, really crack this baby open.
It is a successful way to splatter this spider. You get the crunch when you hit the carapace and the squelch when it sort of separates. And with 6 damage, you get enough to like get the goo, right? You make spider jello, basically. It's chunky spider jello, but it's absolutely there.
What are spiders if just not land crabs? You know?
They do have weird... They don't have red blood. It's sort of a greenish, bluish goo.
Jello, I rest my case.
Exactly. But chunky, right? The chunks are important.
A chunky jello pinata, absolutely.
Exactly. Wonderful. 3 players and 2 spiders left.
I'm gonna pull out my military knife and try to stab the spider that's on AJ.
Wise decision.
And that is strength to do that.
Striking things uses strength.
10.
10. Spider's a little crunchier than you anticipated. How does it look as AJ? I was going to say flails at this spider, but it's already giving part of the description. How does this attack?
Assuming the spider's still like on AJ, it's like trying to just like push the knife down into the spider.
The spider is crunchier than anticipated. You're trying to find a place where the knife will actually go in, but all that's happening is that you're not sure whether you're chipping the spider or chipping the blade, but you're not finding any purchase with the tip of your knife. I mean, Maesin, you already got one kill. You can just deal with the rest at this point, you know?
She's gonna throw the next bone at the one that's on AJ.
Hashtag bones out.
Bones out.
Bones out. Get in chat.
Hold on. Just want you all to see that.
Another 19.
Another 19.
Mm-hmm. Get them all out in this first low stakes combat.
Yeah, that's a 22.
Waste them all now. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, it crunches satisfactorily. I can tell you with the amount of hit points this spider has, you can just describe how it dies to me.
I assume that's also I rolled a 4 anyway. It's
It has a hit point, so you're good.
lovely. This one kind of like side spikes it. If it's like reaching up to like try and do its fangs, it kind of just like zoom right in the mouth. Instead of getting bite of AJ, just like bone instead.
Delicious. All right, Maesin coming through in the combat here.
I did not build her for combat in this.
Your dice
yet.
have decided that this is what we're doing today.
Dice tell a story.
I'm just happy
Stories
that you're using all your good rolls for this. Avon, last one for this turn.
I think Avon is going to like see what Mason's doing and like sort of like nod of approval, and takes out also a bone, and goes to just kind of like shank wherever it is crawling around her at some point.
I implore you, don't roll a
practiced with
1
this.
and don't shank yourself.
We'll see.
You're not welcome.
We'll see how it goes. Let's see. With oh, that is an 11 plus 1, 12.
I mean, a 10 wasn't enough, but a 12 will do.
I will take it. And that's what, D4 damage, I think?
Yes.
If I recall correctly. 3!
At 3, that is just enough to kill this spider. Do you want to describe the delicious sound it makes as you unalive it?
Oh, it is delightful. It is a very succinct crunch. We love to see it. I think we're like far more competently than Avon was expecting or even hoping for. Just sort of like reach around back, crunch, pull it up, and there is, another spider kebab. Just sort of like looks to Maesin for approval. Because she seems to be the fighty one.
She's just like,
cool. Just like a little bit sad, like, aw, friend, but also like, these were friends against our mission. So
Yeah, raw. do you want to carry the spider kebabs, or we're dropping out of initiative because combat's done. You can carry your ice spider kebabs or leave them.
No, I would like to take my bones back out.
Mm-hmm.
They're intact, but you're going to have to do a fair amount of cleaning. There's that kind of those sort of like bluish, greenish, but also frostburn stains. Like if you've left something in your freezer for way too long.
I will wipe a little bit of it off onto the rocky corpses. Just the chunky bits.
It's very nails on chalkboard type sounds, which some people appreciate and some people don't.
I don't think I'm dropping the corpse yet. I think Avon's just kind of holding this spider kebab, spider lollipop situation. Just sort of like, I don't know, just intrigued by it, I think. Sort of like, I wonder if we could grimify this. Interesting. Just like waving the little arms. Being strange.
Hey, no judgment from me. How's AJ doing?
AJ is a little freaked out. And just looks around. Fred said this was a bad idea, and I hate when Fred is right. What are we doing next? Are we going back? Are we going forward?
There's nothing back except for an empty ship that is constantly depleting on supplies. So if no one is severely injured, if you are, please raise your hand now that I may put you down. And he cocks his rifle. Otherwise, we're going to keep pushing forward.
I think Avon was like halfway through raising the thing and then puts it back down.
He also looks at the bones that Avon and Maesin used, and then looks at his gun and goes, "I'm so disappointed in you."
We can get you bones. Would you like some?
Maesin is just twirling the bone through her fingers like the coin.
Yeah, just super upsetting. The two of them very upsetting.
Just bones and then bone lollipop. Just two normal, regular girlies. Simply
Very
vibing.
normal girls. Knox, you've been a merc long enough. Those are definitely human bones.
For sure, yeah.
I'm not sure how they were obtained. Probably store-bought.
Don't ask, don't tell. Store-bought, yeah.
Store-bought.
Farm-raised, organic.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you go to your local Kroger, they
Free
have,
range.
Free range.
Osteopath
I inherited
section.
them.
When my grandmother died, I got her humors.
Just a suggestion for the two of you, since you have stabbed through these ice arachnids, you could potentially try to use the venom in their fangs to try to lace your bones for later.
Just sort of like looks to Maesin like, we could do that.
Could do that. How do we
Pockets the spider,
succinctly,
I don't.
Maybe we figure that out later.
Yeah, maybe this is a thing for research downtime. Just like girl boss bonding or whatever. Weird spider science,
Like, don't tamper with the bones. They've come through this far.
If they've come through this far, they could survive. What's a little poison?
This is a lovely conversation to be having in the howling ice storm on a horrible asteroid. I will point out that there is a limited amount of oxygen in every vac suit.
We're walking and talking.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a walk and talk?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Walk and talk.
anybody's not able to walk, we'll figure that out.
Everyone's capable of walking. I will point out that everyone who has a little wound with a star on it, the pain isn't subsiding. Assuming nothing else weird happens, and it's like, I'm not going to do anything weird to you, but considering your crew, if you don't do anything else weird, you reach the nearest bulldozer in a matter of minutes. There are humans in modified vac suits. Like, they're still recognizable as vac suits, but they've clearly been modified to be able to work in efficiently without, dying. Doing fairly heavy manual labor.
Just try not to sneak up on them as we're approaching them.
Yeah. Do they seem to be like coming out of the asteroid from a place, or are they all just sort of like the ones that are here, and the ones that are not here are not showing up?
Option 2. The ones that are here are here. Cool. They're like, they look, judging by some of them like already having a break, they look to be like mid-shift. There isn't any coming and going, right? They showed up here, got to work, they're going to be here for X amount of hours, and then they're going to leave again.
Okay. We need to get down, yes?
Sorry, down from...
Inside of it. Inside of the asteroid. For people?
Oh.
Yes?
Yes, technically. So I suppose start looking for a hatch, then.
Excellent. Hatch search.
Hatch search.
Hatch search.
Okay.
Hatch quest. 2K, 23.
It's the year 663. 2K what?
That's just, it's the video game title. Yeah, they didn't release one.
6K63.
It's retro.
It's a retro hatch search. Old school.
Everybody who wants to join Hatch Search 2K gets to roll presents. Roll d20s. Let's make it easier for me.
2.
17 plus 1.
Okay.
I need you to believe me. I need you to believe me. I need
Again.
you to believe me. I need you to believe me. I need you to believe me. I need you to believe me.
So Eva, can we put Dan on some kind of do not cast list or something? Can we just not do that? Oh no, we're gonna play Star Trek Adventures with you. And then every time you roll high, you fail.
Anniek, we don't talk about the do not cast list. Come on.
It's also 23 because I have 3 presents.
You are so very presents.
I have 3 presents. I have -1 strength and
yet you keep
toughness.
rolling like the Maesin designated ship hottie. Like I don't.
Maesin Maesin loves Christmas. Just all the presents.
I rolled a 13.
Sorry, did Knox actually roll, or are you just making bad puns?
I got a 2. We're not going to talk about it.
I also want you to know that this exact same die, when I was doing the Splice playtest with Alakazam, would not roll above a 4. I need you to know that. This exact same die refused to roll above a 4.
I mean, I guess it's fair. They all have their moment in the sun, right?
This die set only use me for Vast Grimm.
I have a dice set that won't roll over 4, which is why I now use them for Star Trek Adventures, where they're wildly successful for me. I know you said we weren't going to talk about it, but I object to that, and I want to know what Knox is doing that makes it so that you miss absolutely everything here.
Yeah, just totally not present at all. I think Knox, since they just got into a skirmish, is really trying to pat himself down, make sure they didn't lose any equipment, make sure that like his gun still works. He's being like just a diva about all of the stuff on him to make sure that the vac suit's still intact. That he's not even looking where he's walking at this point.
Double checking the gun. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have been beaten
It
by
should have been an
bones.
instant kill. Why did it? Why
Yeah.
was it not? Yeah.
Yeah. Fair. I mean, it's a worrisome development, right? You were beaten by bones. AJ, Avon, you're doing well enough. You have a faint idea in which area you should start looking for the hatch. And just as you like meet up to talk about like a plan, maybe if we follow the footsteps back, maybe we even talk to one of these people to ask where we're going. Maesin just sort of goes, there's stairs, like here, like stairs. Like, why are you even?
She points with a bone.
Yep. Classy. You find like little metal stairs that like lead down to what looks to be the asteroid side of an airlock.
Avon knocks with the spider sickle.
No handprint detected.
It just sort of looks at gloved hand. That will be an issue.
Does the spider have hands? Can you slap one of those palps up there?
Just sort of like pokes up one of the spider arms. I imagine they don't end in hands per se.
That'd be nightmarish.
That would be. Could you imagine?
Hands.
Can we have hands? Can we have hand spiders?
No, that's session 3.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I will wait my turn for hand spiders. Just sort of like pokes one of the arms.
This seems like poor design. Who actually can put a hand outside of a vac suit in space?
Sort of glances over to AJ, who is, if I'm recalling correctly, very much a robot? At least partially a robot? Maybe?
No, I'm lost.
No?
I'm a lost technomaniac as well. So
You have no robots.
No robot. We have no robots. Damn.
No.
Misunderstood the assignment.
Avon, why don't you try don't keep the glove on for the sake of the verse, but
for the sake of the verse. Well, I passes you the stick, the bone with on it. 100%. She's like, yes, okay. Pat. Hand on the thing.
Registered handprint.
I don't think it knows me.
I doubt it knows any of us. But I do have a thing for this, and he'll hand back the spider pop. He does have a key card descrambler. Would that potentially work?
You can try. You get the feeling that the handprint is in fact something like they have in their vac suits.
Sure.
That works as like a chip or a card.
Yeah, but if there's any way I can, put on my hacker goggles and I'm in,
I mean, how are we putting on our hacker goggles under our vac suit?
Figuratively, not literally. I already established he's wearing sunglasses in the vac suit. I did establish that.
Under the armor, the vac. Yeah, sure. Okay, put on your hacker goggles, aka the other sunglasses.
There's like a little robotic arm that just
slips an arm back inside the suit.
Yeah, they're identical. Yeah.
So honestly, that sort of tracks. Sure. I mean, it's technically a key card reader. It's gonna be close enough. But it's not a system you're intimately familiar with.
That is
I'm saying
fair.
the DR is not going to be easy.
That's fair. What is descrambling? Presence, maybe? Probably presence.
Use tech is presence, so I would assume this
Yes.
qualifies.
Okay. So the key card descrambling gives me a +4.
Nice.
And that is a 12 plus 4, so that's a 16.
A 16. Unauthorized attempt at entry.
All right, I'm just gonna. I'm going to shoot this thing unless anyone else has any other suggestions. Too slow. All right.
Maybe we ask for help. It's an airlock. If you put a hole in it.
I wasn't going to shoot the door. I was going to shoot the pad for the door. But that is.
You're so very close together.
Fine. I'm not going to do it. I don't ask for directions.
I will turn the ship around. I will not ask for directions.
I'm going to turn this whole asteroid around. I swear to God.
McDonald's.
We have McDonald's at home.
Knox is the one black coffee at the drive-thru of the McDonald's.
You can
The
share
McDonald's
one
home is really
McFlurry.
just the spider on a stick.
Grimace's 6,000th birthday. We're not getting the shake.
But Knox.
McDonald's is owned by the worms now, anyway.
Yes.
They kept it running.
Wait until you find out what's in a Happy Meal right now.
Oh dear.
I'm very happy about it.
Is there like a call device? Is there one? Like near
An
the
intercom.
I will go up and push the call button.
Maesin has the brain cell, as always.
Say to Epsilon
Filter
Colony,
has the
how can I
brains.
take your call?
Hi. We're outside. Whatever
Duly
door
noted.
this is. We would like to come in.
Do you have an appointment?
I look over at Knox. Do we have an appointment? Did we call ahead? Did we get an invite? What's the
We're on the wait list.
We're on the
We-
wait
we-
list.
Technically are invited. They sent out a distress call, technically.
There was a call that went out and we were here to answer that call.
Major Sins Barnes resides on Centauri Promise.
So
You're on the wrong asteroid, dear.
I see.
Tell them they all look
Ah.
the same. Tell them that all of the asteroids look the same.
You're welcome to come inside still if you want to. We do have water to trade, but if you're looking for the distress call, I really suggest you go to Centauri Primus.
Sure.
Just a hop and a
seems-
skip away.
Yeah, no, just another whole ass asteroid. Do we want to go inside? Does anyone want anything? Do we
Do we have things to trade? They said trade.
do we have things to trade? Do we have
I have this.
Do y'all trade spiders? Do you
It is deceased, if that helps.
Oh,
Yes, it is
good.
a
It's
dead
already
spider.
dead. Life spiders are not allowed in the habitat. Dead spiders are sometimes used for their fur, depending on the state of their carcass. We prefer them mostly intact. No major holes or big damage.
define major hole? Like what? Like
He also resides on another asteroid.
Thank you. Major hole. Well, we like to make decorative skins out of them. So whatever, as long as it's mainly non-cosmetic damage.
The face is mostly intact.
The fur is not a face. I'm sorry, I'm hearing several voices. One of you needs to speak up or get closer to the intercom a little bit. We don't care about the faces, really.
Oh,
Mm.
that's okay.
Pity.
We have at least
We
like
have
one
credits,
Or
just-
two.
Yeah, say we have
can-
credits. Well, yeah, we can pay.
Oh,
for
we
things.
do take credits.
We should probably get like a band-aid because some of y'all are bleeding a little bit, right? Like we should.
That's... Yes.
Yeah, we should do that. Do y'all like have spider bite problems like frequently? Is that a thing?
Oh, the spider bites are somewhat problematic, yes. We lose a few workers a year to them, yes.
Okay. Do you do treatments for that? Is that like livable? That's livable,
Oh,
right?
we're terrible at treating those. But we can try.
Up to y'all. Do you wanna give it a shot, or do we need to just
We
go?
found that prevention is far preferable.
I'm sure you did.
We could prevent the next one, perhaps.
Do we want to go in, or do we want to get the hell out of here?
They just said they were terrible at treating the spider bites, and I don't want to find out what that means.
Valid.
And honestly, if all they have to treat is water, we could literally chip off our own block of ice and melt it in the ship.
That's fair.
Ice on the asteroid is already claimed by us, and we will defend it with extreme prejudice.
That was a joke. That was a joke. Also, your hearing.
Well,
seems to have
now
gotten
you can
better.
hear me. Now you
Yeah,
can hear.
you-
That's great.
Seems to have gotten a little bit better there.
The accent's very difficult to understand, but your intent is perfectly clear.
It's AI. This is AI. The entire thing is AI.
I can neither
Should-
confirm nor deny.
Well, this has been enlightening. We're gonna take our spiders and go, I think.
I wish you a wonderful journey. Don't take any ice.
We're good. We're good. Let's take some spiders. We're going now. We're going.
We're going? Okay. Just sort of. Just follow the leader.
Head back to the ship.
Head back to the ship. Alrighty. You do not encounter any more ice spiders. And you reach your vessel.
All right. I just want to state.
It's where you left it.
I want to state very clearly that again, all of these asteroids looked identical, and I didn't bother to check which was which. So it's honestly nobody's fault, is what it comes down to.
They said to hop and a skip, so maybe we hop and then we skip, and then we will be there. That is perhaps 2 asteroids? Although
Hop
there
and
are
skip
2.
does seem like 2, yeah. On
There
either
are
side.
2 directions, though, so.
Correct. There's also a cross as well.
That is true.
We have a 20% chance of getting it right, unless we do a little bit of research, which we should probably do this time. So I think Knox will go and see if he can scan the other asteroids. I don't know. Do they?
Well, they said they gave us the name. They
They
Centauri
did.
Primus.
Right.
Can
So
I find the map on the line?
It's like 2 asteroids over.
yes, Centauri
The
Primus is-
names that you can see in the VTT isn't something that you can see aboard your ship.
Blah.
Which is why it was extra
Yeah.
fun to make you pick one to land on.
Deceptive.
Well,
I mean, you can-
does he have like his little
can
backup
ask.
camera?
Oh yeah, with like the yellow line and the blue line, it goes beep beep.
Yeah, and he can press a button on it, and it pops up with all the asteroids nearby, and it's like a map quest. It might tell him to drive directly through a belt, but he's still gonna get there if he doesn't pay attention to the exact.
I think your backup camera is mainly just picking up every little piece of asteroid here and just goes, "Did you know you're in the belt of fucking despair?" It's just going
It's
off on everything.
It's his collision indicator.
Yeah.
Belt of despair
Yeah.
detected. Are you good?
Belt of despair. Belt of despair. Belt of despair.
Hey bud, you good?
Calling
If
emergency
you-
services.
If you or your loved ones need help in these trying times, get fucked.
Yeah, that's the problem with OnStar in space is that they just get burned up being that close.
It's-
to
if
actually
you're on
being
a star,
yeah,
you've already-
it's not great,
The problem's already too well established.
not ideal.
I mean, if you want like a map of this general area, perhaps you could have talked to people that live here. But we left, so you currently have an
Right now.
you have an unmarked map.
I say we pick a direction and we go 2 over. We hop and we skip.
Fine, Avon, pick a direction then.
odds left, evens right. And she's.
I have
throwing
expected
bones.
Avon just to do this and be like, left.
literally like throwing bones. You have no idea of like understanding what sort of like divination or some like sort of parameters these bones are being thrown in, but she just throws down a handful of bones and goes left.
All right.
Our left, not the asteroid's left.
Right.
Which way did you
Port.
Port.
Oh no! What is direction in a 4-dimensional space?
I know, right? That's why this is so amazing. I'm going to roll to see which way you were facing when you parked.
Fine.
On a D6, because it's a hexagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so you're facing that way, and you're going left. So every hex takes you about an hour to fly through. So, assuming you don't do anything else, you just get in, get angry, and fly. We're talking 2 hours and 10 minutes later as you approach another asteroid.
Yeah, get angry, fly. This is a dad with a motorhome. Yes.
Yes. Get in, get angry, fly. Yeah. I mean, it's another asteroid. It doesn't look like there's a lot of people on this.
Is this one giving off a Centauri Primus kind of vibe to it?
Oh God, no. No. It's
feel very
giving off
prime.
a Zeta Zeta kind of vibe.
I think we missed the exit. I think we need to turn back. Take maybe the back roads.
Perhaps we take a hop and another skip.
Perhaps 2 skips this time. Because we have to account for the previous hop and skip.
Take it back now, y'all. I know this one.
Anniek, what can I do to get out of this hell?
Get on your freaking radio and ask someone where you need to go. Ask for directions. Knox, that is what I am asking of you. It is a horror game. You stop and you ask for directions.
The greatest horror.
Yes.
You can ask for directions. I will ask for directions, but they will not like when I get on the comms. They don't tend to enjoy that.
At this point, you are close enough to the area that you can get on the radio and do a general call to the mayor.
Maesin, get on the call. Yep, go ahead. Just gonna hand the radio over to Maesin, just like not even looking. Just it's still it's like on one of those cords, one of those spindly cords. Just
oh no,
do an all call.
She's gonna like spin the cord, like and just like spin the mic as she's like talking on it, if she can do that and get away with it.
I mean, at some point it's going to break, but we'll find out when that is. I had one of those old phones and the plug always came out a little at the connecting iron. Yeah.
Hello.
You
Hi.
are bombarded with like random chatter.
Oh God.
Especially since you only start with like hello and hi. There's an inordinate amount of the space radio variety of H-sex location, like full on MySpace.
Like put my hand over it. It's like, how do I do this? How does this work? How do I
Ask for directions.
I like wait for it to die down? It's like, we are looking for Centauri Primus?
Who's asking?
We got your signal.
Who's we? Who are you working for? What's your affiliation?
Freelance?
Perfect. as soon as you finish the word freelance, a space map, to use the imprecise term, is sent to your computers. And you can tell that you are on asteroid 5 and you want to be on asteroid 1.
Aha.
One more
We
hop
weren't
and
that
skip.
far away.
Kind of took the roundabout getting here. Okay, we'll
The
be-
scenic tour. Yeah.
The scenic tour. There were
We've
spiders.
seen all the asteroids now.
Yeah, we'll be there soon.
Perfect.
Shall we find more friends?
Hopefully better friends than the last ones. So
They were
2
good
hours
friends. They
later?
gave us poison.
Well,
2 hours if you go from 3 to 1, basically.
yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, I don't see this taking any shorter than 2 hours. Avon, we should really talk about the difference between given and taken. Because I do not believe that, well, in some ways I suppose the poison was given, but in a way we didn't like as much.
But we've turned it into a way that we can like.
And that was taken. And that's what's important, is that beings in this wonderful verse of ours are very rarely willing to actually give things, and you must take them from them, often by force.
We traded. Poison for pain.
A swift ending, absolutely, which is the best that any of us can hope for.
Again, some of you remain in pain.
Yeah.
And those of you who have hit point damage, while you're flying around, you can try and rest to recover some of that damage.
I would like to sit for a while.
Will
I would also like to do that.
Did you have a wound with a little asterisk?
I do not.
You sit for a while, and the wound does not recover in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, none of them?
The one that doesn't have the little, like
Mhm.
the ribs get a little better,
Mhm.
and whatever muscle you pull trying to shank behind you feels a little better.
Yeah.
But where that spider bit you is looking. Now that your vac suit is off and you have time to actually look at it, it doesn't look like anything with teeth bit you. It just looked like a very, very bad frostburn.
Just trying to just in the lab or whatever, just trying to get a look at it. Failing miserably.
Same for
Are there-
AJ, if I remember correctly. It's not like giant spider teeth bite. It's a very bad frostburn. It also does not heal with rest.
Okay.
Are these wounds that might be better healed by equipment that we have? I'm looking at I have a biotech
Equipment, a doctor.
Ooh, we're short out of doctors. Let's see. I have 2 biotech medical cartridges.
Ooh.
So if we have 2 that are currently not healing, I will distribute those from the now I think fully depleted first aid kit of the ship to Avon and AJ.
Yeah. At some point you're going to have to start trading for stuff.
Yeah, we have a box of band-aids left, but it's empty. It's just.
And
it's
weirdly
just
enough, always those tweezers that don't quite close on themselves.
Yeah, why? Why?
Why? What are they
A
for?
pair of just latex gloves, but there's holes in them. Yeah.
Yeah, they disintegrate when you look at them.
Absolutely.
The scissors that don't quite meet enough to actually cut anything.
And then they call them bandage scissors, and they're supposed to be the way. That is what is left in your box right now.
Solid.
Delightful. I will let AJ grab one of those first, because if it doesn't help it, I don't want to waste a second one.
Okay. I will give it a try.
If you want me to go first, I will, but this is not in a like if it kills you. Like no, it's like if it doesn't help, then there's no point in wasting both of them.
I do like
Yeah.
the visual of AJ taking this and Avon just standing there looking.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're back in the ship, so she's back on her little hover plate, just sort of like sitting cross-legged, just like kind of staring, not quite at AJ, but just in that general direction, just sort of quietly watching.
Yeah, AJ will give it a try, see how this works out.
Knox, is there like a little instruction card? Is it idiot proof? How do these things work?
I can't remember. Is this like syringes, needles? Is that a line for anybody?
You can always call it a
Okay.
hypospray.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it. I kind of imagine it like an EpiPen, just these kind of like immediate. You slap it in wherever the injury is. If that is an issue, we can treat it. Yeah, exactly like a spray. So pretty much they look a lot like an EpiPen, and just kind of he won't even handle. He'll just flick them at like their faces. Don't die on my ship. Don't die on my ship.
Snatched. But it whiffs it. Just misses it. Fully.
It's the hand is there and it goes like the
Full confidence.
Yeah.
And it's the wrong side, and there's like
Snatch. Yeah.
Yeah. So AJ takes the cartridge and smacks it into her arm to deliver the medicine.
It's not instant, but at least the pain lessens. The burn isn't completely gone, but that screaming, nerves on fire feeling, that dies down. You don't you don't instantly recover the hit points, but now you can heal again.
I was gonna say mechanically it heals for D6, but I think in this case it's allowing you to heal once again. Yeah.
It's getting rid of the doesn't heal condition, and then you can start healing again.
I would say it worked. It doesn't hurt anymore. So.
oh, good. Stab. But like I don't think it needs to be, but she's like just trying to like stab it into the back of her because that feels appropriate. I don't know.
Yeah. You give yourself a reach around. For you as well, the screaming pain settles down to a dull ache, and it is now possible for the wounds to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I enjoy watching you spend your good dice rolls and your inventory. Another lovely, scenic 2-hour flight, and through the front porthole window view screen, whatever we never actually fleshed out, the Wanda, Knox can see, which you hope, with every fiber of your being, is Centauri Primus.
This one definitely looks like Centauri Primus. If I was going to name an asteroid Centauri Primus, it would be this asteroid in particular.
I thought you
It's
said
not
they
at
all
least-
look the same.
I have no recollection of saying that. That doesn't even sound like something I would say. It's not even the right accent.
A big hint that this is Centauri Primus is the fact that this one is encapsulated by a shield.
Ooh. Fancy. Perhaps this one has gravity.
And hopefully breathable air.
And less spiders.
Well,
One could hope.
I could give or take the spiders.
Beggars and choosers and all that.
Mm.
I guess as they're approaching then, Knox will hand Maesin has been doing an excellent job on the radio. So That is now Mason's job. So if you want to let them know that we are inbound.
Hello, Centauri Primus. It's you freelancers. We're outside.
You don't get a voice on the radio, but Knox sees coordinates being sent to the ship's computer where you can dock.
Thank you.
Clement, there's gravity.
You have gravity?
Centauri Primus consists of low gravity with breathable air inside the shield. Caution is still advised.
What's your spider situation like?
There have been no ice spiders sighted since ever.
Oh, it's 3 for 3. Okay, very cool.
Mm. Is it BYOS? Bring your own spider.
Livestock is not allowed on Centauri Primus unless properly cleared.
What about dead stock?
Please fill out all custom forms.
Right. Pockets the spider.
Yeah, just carry it under your arm like a squishmallow. It's probably thawed at this
support
point.
Deceased spider.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing the scene of like Monsters Inc. where they come out of the door with like a sock on their back. And just people in hazmat suits jump you.
Yeah. I mean, if we have 2 hours, could we try to remove poison and put poison on bones? Or does that require more than 2 hours?
I would absolutely love for you to try to start this. And I do feel... I'm going to start, assuming that you and Maesin are in this together, right?
At Maesin willing.
Go roll.
Roll. So we're going to start with a presence test. And I'm going to tell you if the presence test fails, we're going to do a toughness test.
Oh boy.
Excellent.
I love milking dead ice spiders after we've completely depleted our medical supplies.
What could possibly go wrong?
What indeed.
That's a 20, baby!
Very good.
+1.
Did Maesin find another 20?
Maesin did not. Maesin rolled a 7, but +3, so 10.
Lovely.
Oh, sweet.
Avon, like you have, I will say aboard the ship, the spider popsicle is starting to get more gooey as it is melting, because that hard ice stone carapace was actually fur that was blending with its environment. So it's turning back into fur, which also means it's getting a little more soggy and a little more saggy. Which Avon is actually handling very well, right? So at one point, it's sort of like half glides off of your bone, but you catch it in time and you manage to extract a poison gland, the other one being already used on you. Maesin is not as quick to pick up on the altered state of her spider, and at one point, while trying to reach in for that poison gland, it's like how an iceberg can break off from the main ice section. It's part of the head that detaches from the spider body just as you're moving for that poison gland. And I will need you to roll toughness against the poison that is now coating you.
Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Gross, gross.
I'm sorry to drag you into this.
12.
Let's call that not enough, and I will DM you.
Oh, okay.
Hey now.
Crazy.
I just killed Maesin, I'm so sorry.
You're not dead yet, but you are out of medical supplies. Fortunately, Maesin, you feel a little woozy for a second as that poison touches your bare skin now that you're not wearing a vac suit. But it seems to pass. There's no screaming pain. There's no obvious frost burn.
Great.
Now that they're not frozen. So apparently it was just a dirty little spill.
Totally fine. Everything's totally fine.
Exactly.
It's normal.
So Avon, you have a poison gland.
Excellent. I will
Poison
pocket
sac,
that
I
with
guess.
my bones. Like separate from the bones, because the bones
I
are
was gonna say
sharp.
you're putting
but,
the
like-
squishy poison thing in with the sharpened bones.
Adjacent pocket. Right?
What are your pockets made of? Is it Kevlar?
It's a great question. I feel no, I feel like the bones are on a string at this point. Like the bones are on a little like I
Like
don't
the
want to
worm.
say necklace because there's a lot of bones to be had. Yeah, like similar to the worm that I totally am always wearing. Yeah, there's just like another necklace, but this one is just sharp bones. So they're not in a pocket to tear a suit. The poison can go in a pocket though, that's fine. I just have to like not fall on it.
All right. Clean up the mess you made, and I think you manage at least to clean up before you get to Seda Primus. I will say Knox, Avon, and Maesin are looking suspiciously innocent. They're doing that, of course, nothing went wrong face.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like he gets up from the cockpit and does that like middle-aged man stretch where like way too many things pop at the same time just for your lower back.
What do you
And
call
kind
it
of just
out?
yeah, he looks at them. You two all right. Okay. Nothing to see here. All right. We are due to land shortly, and apparently there is oxygen, low gravity. The automated message did say, like, caution is still required. Does that mean that they should still be in vac suits? Is that the interpretation of that?
You
Or
don't have to be in vac suits, but it's still a low gravity area. So even though you don't need grav boots to walk, if you walk like you're expecting regular gravity, you are going to hurt yourself.
Hoverplane?
I mean, you can try, but it's probably going to put you somewhere near the ceiling.
Rats.
No spiders.
No.
well, this planet doesn't
Last
have
we
those.
walk.
Maybe they have ice rats.
One
So
way to find out.
This planet has a shield, as far as we are aware. They do not have an infestation, so it is not something we should necessarily have to worry about. But at the same time, all of us know, some better than others, that people are just as deadly as anything else out here in this wonderful verse of ours. So stay armed, stay alert, don't die, or I'll put you down, I'll leave you, blah, 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 blah. Same stuff as always.
Touching speech.
All right.
Right back at
Yes.
you, babe.
Yeah, rousing speech. Yeah, I mean, I you big Star Trek fans, I know you're gonna recognize that as a I copied Picard, I get it, but
I don't think Picard ever said, "I'll put you down and leave you behind."
Oh, but what if he did?
Nobody meant it.
What an episode.
Goes without
I mean,
saying.
He would. He didn't have to say it anymore. Like that, he reached the level where it didn't need to be said.
Maybe
Yeah, there's
first
like one
contact.
time when
Maybe first
Riker didn't come
contact.
back.
I mean, he left his planet his girlfriend to die on a planet at one point. He meant it. I'm just saying.
We haven't quite reached the point. He still has to say it.
He still has to say it. The dream is that Knox just has to look at you and walk away.
One day.
One day. All right. You leave the Wanda. Considering that there's no vac suits, I know Knox is in obnoxious armor and sunglasses. Now that we're finally going to meet actual people, I do want to know what the rest of you look like. 2 other humans. I've heard of your mannerisms. What are we wearing? What are distinguishing
Fashion.
features? How can NPCs later go, did you see that one person that came to visit us? How are people going to remember you? You're not taking the hoverplate.
Be fine. Avon is, in that case, very short. Avon, like 4'11", maybe, just a little guy, not dressed for combat whatsoever. It's the long, loose blonde hair, and just sort of like, very like flowy top and like tactical pants, right? Like, I'm not built. I'm built for like fashion. I'm not built to like take a hit or throw a hit or anything. I don't think she owns a hair tie. Like, that's like, we're not built for that.
We're not on hair tie level.
No, it's just everything. We're not here for for like OSHA compliance. No, not even remotely.
I've never heard of her.
OSHA, I barely know her. No, like, unimposing, probably looks a little lost at all points. Just based on the everything about her. Very out of place.
Very fair.
Maesin has like gigantic glasses. Like, they're very thick. I just posted in the Discord like the I cobbled together like a pick crew. That's the best I could do with that. I'm not sold on it entirely, but she's also like really slight. It's part of like she's very like quick, but she is not strong at all. Did not build the fighter. And yet, murderer of spiders. But yes, with just like a various assortment of like weird tech wire tattoos.
Brave. Getting tattoos at the end of humanity and praying they don't get infected.
Mm-hmm.
Bold choice. AJ?
So AJ's like kind of sort of average build, doesn't really stand out in any way in that case. But the thing you would notice is like she's very bug-eyed, with like a gaunt, like thin face. Her eyes really just kind of pop out at you. And she keeps her hair shaved down, not all the way, but pretty short. And then she just has like a tattered shirt, tattered pants, and like a leather jacket that she wears over it all.
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to react to bug-eyed after we just dealt with a number of spiders. And their bug eyes. Detecting a theme here. Alright, you leave the Wanda. Knox, are you taking point again? Or is this, since you're going, this is a little more social, you're just sort of letting Maesin go
I feel like Knox never intends to go first, but just like walks faster than everybody. Like, he really intends for them all to walk together until he realizes that like Avon is literally like in his shadow, and like Maesin and AJ are kind of lagging behind. Just because he absolutely does have that like I've got places to go kind of walk, even though he very rarely has places to go.
Okay. You enter into this actually terraformed colony. So it's less asteroidy than most asteroids you've been. It's clearly an asteroid it's been completely mined out, partly hollowed out. And beneath that global shield that covers the surface is a colony of humans. There is a thin layer of asteroid dust on everything and on everyone. No matter how much they wash, no matter how much they shower, the dust sticks around. And as you enter into this asteroid, you feel that same layer of dust like settle down on you, and you just know you're gonna track this into the Wanda, all of you. The automated system skips any more voice calls because apparently you do well with written directions because you managed to dock here and you showed up. And a few little light strips along the floor light up showing you which path to take, leaving you at the end of a number of twists and turns. Most of you know roughly which direction you're going to keep going, right? This isn't designed to turn you around. This isn't meant to confuse you. You can easily keep track where you're going. And you end up in front of those lovely sort of double sliding doors that are in every sci-fi series ever, with a little sign next to the door that says Mayor Barnes. And that's where we'll pick it up next week. Somebody died! Good job! I'm proud of you.
Amazing.
1 out of 4. We've made it 1 out of 4.
Yeah. I mean, that's a
How'd
good
you do?
score for some of these games.
Truly. How to survive this
25%
3 more
success rate.
times. That's all we can ask at this point, truly.
Honestly.
All right. Thank you very much for playing this game with me. Thank you for everyone who watched, everyone who chatted. We will quickly go around and let people do their sign-offs. Tell us who you are, where we can find you online. Any really cool things you want to plug would be now would be the moment. And then I'm just gonna go and hand everything off to Derek because it's his channel. So I'm gonna go first. Hi, my name is Anniek. You can sometimes find me on Twitter at Anniekster if I remember that Hellsite exists. I run game here on Sundays, and I make art sometimes when my brain lets me. And that currently covers it. I don't, other than Vast Grimm, which is going to be here for 3 more weeks. All of my other plans are in scheduling purgatory.
But we will have Anniek back as a player because Anniek does a lot of great work on this channel, and it's the least that we can do. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and go around. Actually, I do want to say before this because I'm not sure we've said this yet. This game actually does have a pally, which you can give tips to. Anything that you are able to give to that pally gets evenly distributed based on shares to this wonderful cast and the crew that we have, which our crew, I believe, for this game have decided not to take any shares. So it gets a little bit more gets spread around. Pally is a great way of supporting our shows and the cast specifically because anything you give doesn't get the massive cut that Twitch takes. And like I said, gets evenly distributed without me or Eva having to do the math on it, which honestly, if I could pay somebody to never do math again, I would. So definitely check that out. The link is in chat, and you can find it on all of our posts. All of our social media posts have the link there as well. So anything that you're able to give gets just goes towards the next game. We will have incentives for part 2 of 4 for next week. So even more reasons where you can affect our game. So definitely check that out. Let's go ahead and go around and have these lovely people say a little bit more about themselves. So let's see. Kit, you are first on the screen, first in our hearts. Where can we find more of you?
I don't know about that, but thank you kindly. Hi, I am Kit. You can find me places on the internet at KitRollCause. Somewhere it is spelled around me, I promise. I have been your Avon for the evening, and for the following few Sundays, I will be. You can find me on a couple of other places. Tomorrow, actually, I will be over on Chaotic Goat Productions doing one of the last couple episodes of our Cottages and Cerberus games. So if you want the exact opposite vibes of this is like chill Monster Hunter, little like cozy game vibes. Very fun. So if you need a palate cleanser from the Vast Grimm, that will be a fun game to check out. We're doing some Call of Cthulhu starting this Wednesday over on Live from the Apocalypse. So check that out. It's going to be awesome. They just had the fuck around table. We are about to be the find out table. It's going to be delightful. And then on alternating Saturdays over on The Lost Caravan, I play a little robot in a Fabula Ultima campaign. So check that out as well. Other things I will announce on the Twitters and etc. As I'm able to announce them. But that is me. Sorted, I think.
Fantastic. Also, a special shout out to Kit for playing the least fanatical Avon lady I've ever met in my life.
Just you wait. Just you
I'm
wait. I'm
warming
not
up.
selling
She's
you
still
makeup.
warming
I'm
up.
selling
Yeah.
you worms. Don't worry about it.
Oh, great.
Damnation.
Love that. Sophia, you are next up. Where can people find more of your lovely self?
All right. Yeah. Hi, I'm Sophia. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Titty and occasionally at Nerds with Dice if I'm logged into that account. You can find me Friday nights for a couple more episodes of Misspent Youth over on Girls Run These Worlds. And eventually on their YouTube channel, there will be a unincorporated Weird Little Towns game coming out there called Cherry Junction. And then I'm also a chancellor over at Nerds with Dice. So come check us out over there. We got our form to apply to like run a game, have us host a game for you is always open, so you can come apply for that. And we currently have 3 casting forms open. We got one for mass game for disabled players only. We got a horror adventure game called. I never asked the creator how to pronounce it, but it's Guilty, I think, something like that. And what was the other one? It is Neon Shadows, which is a Arcana Punk game. So they all look a lot of fun. So you can find those on Twitter and stuff, or message me and I'll send you the link.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, definitely check out those applications. They sound like fantastic games. Last, absolutely not least, Dan.
Hello, I am Dan Pixel. I am a TTRPG player, streamer, and a Let's Play streamer as well. Let's see. I've had so many things like pop up that my entire schedule has reorganized itself. So let's see. If you like futuristic space and somewhat of an amount of violence just like this, on Friday nights I'm over on DMDM Studios doing a Warhammer 40k Deathwatch campaign as the Raptor Sniper Sister Ash. We have a lovely time. That is at Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern American. Then we also have on Saturday nights for the month of July, I am over at Girls Run These Worlds for Jen Burb's campaign in Eberron Fires of Sharn. That we started last night. That is a lovely time. That is so far been fairly lighthearted. So again, if we're looking for maybe the opposite, you can find me over there on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I stream myself. And Sunday evenings, I do Emotional Damage Sundays, where I pick games with emotionally damaging narratives, or ones that I've either played before or have never played. Currently, we're finishing up Mass Effect 3. And then on Thursday nights is my other stream day. You can find me over there. Other socials on YouTube, if you have a passing interest in something random like Overwatch League reviews, you can find my videos over there. And on TikTok, as Dan Pixel as well, I'm Dan Pixel everywhere, PYXEL. Over on TikTok, I went viral this week for simping for Andrew Garfield's acting skills. So that's the kind of nonsense you can find me talking about over there from time to time. Anywhere else, you can just find me, Dan Pixel, on the internet.
Fantastic. Okay. And it's PYXEL? Okay.
PYXEL, yes.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I'm going to do my stuff and then the channel stuff. So real quick, if you do want to follow any of Sword and Keys stuff, especially our calendar, because I'm going to go into that, you can join our Discord. Our calendar is fully posted there. There, now you don't have to sit around for the rest of the stuff. But I am Derek Sword. I am the sword half of Sword and Key. I use he, him pronouns. I am very happy to get to play in a game, especially with the very wonderful Anniek and these incredible people. If you want to find more of my stuff personally, the best place right now is Twitter, still, unfortunately, at dsword16. But again, Sword and Key is out there on most social media sites. We're still trying to get on Blue Sky, but we are Sword and Key, typically all one word, sometime with underscores between the 3 words. The best place to see all of our stuff in one place is beacons.ai/Sword and Key, all one word. That has all of our social media on there. It actually has links for all of our pallies as well. It has a link to join our Discord where you can chat about this game, all of our other games, all of the cool stuff with cool people. Our upcoming shows such as they are. We have, let's see, today is the 9th. So this coming Saturday, the 15th, we have the third in our series for Horizon's Call, our D&D nautical campaign. We are doing character development sessions, and this will be a pre-recorded session between myself as the GM and Acacia, played by the wonderful Mare. So we're doing a bit of Centaur one-on-one to explore more about our Centaur rogue druid character for that game. The 16th, on Sunday. I'm sorry, Horizon's Call is 3 p.m. Pacific time on Saturdays. The 16th, that Sunday, is, first of all, Monster Crush release day. So if you enjoy monsters, cryptids, all that kind of stuff, and think they deserve a little smooch, check out Monster Crush. It's a podcast that I do with my friend Heavenly. It is part of the Sword and Key Network. You can find it wherever podcasts are found. And like I said, it will be released on the 16th. This one is kind of like a dinosaur-ish cryptid that we're talking about. The 16th also has the next session of Vast Grimm, again, 10 a.m. Pacific time. This will be part 2 of 4. We are going for 4 sessions for Vast Grimm. Brindlewood Bay is also back on the 16th at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, so you can find the very lovely Eva, and that game is GM'd by Jen, and has a wonderful cast of, like, Murder, She Wrote meets Cthulhu, so definitely check that out. I believe that is it for the immediate. Everything else is just kind of a repeat of that, but we will have more games coming up. We do have the application for Magical Kitty Save the Day did close on Friday, so we will be announcing a cast for that soon, and I don't know the exact date for that.
August
But
2nd?
is this okay? Yeah, so
August 2nd.
August 2nd, thank you. So we will be announcing cast for that soon, and then that will release on August 2nd. So keep an eye out for that. We'll have more applications coming out soon. There are more games coming out soon. I am hoping to start another game myself that I will hopefully be able to put at some point on Sundays. Maybe another day. We'll see. But until then, that is it for Sword and Key. So thank you for sticking around. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to hopefully surviving till the end on this game. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.